Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending the webinar number 2, part of the preparation for the Hankyu Hawaiʻi Fair. We're very pleased to have Ted Saihara, Principal of Hibiscus Agency, to be here to help us with training, preparing you companies to be your best, to be ready for the Hankyu Hawaiʻi Fair. So before we get started, I'm going to show a video that Ted had taken. Fortunately, yesterday the sound didn't work, so hopefully this time it will. And let's double check it. Oh, we have Bridget has joined us, so thank you for joining us today. Okay, let me start the video and then we'll just run it for, goes about a minute, just to give you an idea of the flavor, the scope. Oh my God, did I not share the video?
Yeah, we did not see the video.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get started. Bridget, can you tell us again what company you're from? You can just put it in the chat. Okay, sorry about that again. I'm gonna play the video now. Okay, Q&A here. Oh, Lex Breezy. Okay, great. Fantastic. So just to let you know, this is your first time, Bridget. This is the Hankyu venue. Give you a feeling of the size, right? The complexity of how big it is.
The amount of people.
Okay, that was just a short kind of a look and feel of the Hankyu Fair, just to give you an idea. This will be posted as well on the links when we have the recording. But we'd like to go forward and start with the webinar. Okay, and I think everyone can see the slides. So again, we have Ted Saihara, who's the principal of Hibiscus Interactive, expert in marketing, Japanese marketing, bilingual, web, digital, everything. We're very happy to have him here. And I'm going to just turn it over to Ted. Get started.
Thank you, Lyle. Thank you. So, that video is pretty interesting. We wanted to show you that. It shows, the amount of people. It's not just hula performances, music performances, great interviews of people, business owners from Hawaii. that intimate environment, close contact with customers. It's very conversational, and you should be very excited for this fair next month. Um, so that's why we wanted to give you that sort of. Everything okay? Okay. Um, Today's webinar continues with yesterday's, and the topic is what each company should accomplish at the Hankyu Hawaii Fair, what you should accomplish there when you're there. And before we jump in, this is a 6-part webinar series, 2 this week. Today is the second one, third and fourth next week, and the final 2 when we return from the fair. I'll also be at the fair starting July 10th. So feel free to ask me any questions. And of course, please keep in touch after when we return to Hawaii. So let's jump in. You can see the table of contents here. I'm going to talk about validate your products and gather customer feedback, engage with the customers, conduct some research, and gain opportunities. So Lyle, next slide, please. Validate your product there, right? You can test and sell your products, what sells most, what people are asking questions about. And I think it'll be really helpful for you to collect customer feedback when you're there, right? You'll most likely have the opportunity to talk to them after a sale, after a purchase happens. Maybe ask if they can, if the customer can provide you some feedback. Here I'm showing SurveyMonkey. It's a great tool to do that, to collect feedback. But any tool will do, whatever you feel comfortable. You may have used it in your English side of the business. Even a simple Google form on, let's say, an iPad or a tablet will go really far as to having that kind of data after you go back, rethink what you should do if you're going to continue targeting the Japanese market. And also another thing, I mentioned an app called Line. And this will obviously be after you go back, after the event is over. But let's say you have, again, 20 or 25 friends in your app that you met, especially customers. You can take polls, right? Ask questions like, hey, what was your favorite product at the fair? What's your favorite product from our collection? What new products do you want to see from us, right? And ask those questions and get those feedback so that, again, when you plan for your execution, continuing execution to the Japanese market, that type of information is going to really help you moving forward. Next slide, please, Lyle. Engage with them, right? Talk, engage. As you saw in that video, people are excited to meet you, and most customers that you'll encounter there are Hawaii lovers. They're there because of the Hawaii Fair, and they are best suited to be your loyal customers. I've seen this so many times. Japanese customers, they really love your brand. They will most likely repeat purchases and provide word of mouth exposure to their peers. Especially if it's a new brand, maybe not well known, but it's great, and they fall in love with you, fall in love with the brand. It's an amazing Japanese audience is just great to embrace that, and they really become, especially if they find you. They find you and they understand, they connect with your story, and they have to meet you, they're definitely going to want to show off that experience with their friends and family. So those people that are going to follow you, that you meet at the fair, will be such a great asset for your business, especially for the Japanese. And I don't expect you to be at your booth the whole time, but try to be there as much as possible so that you can, you gain new customers and possibly meet even new importers and distributors at their booths. They're going to be around. So, try to take advantage of that. And if you can go to the next slide, Lyle, I found this interesting article on CNN Travel called "The Story Behind Japan's Enduring Love Affair with Hawaii." And it talks about the love for Hawaii goes back decades. Food, clothes, and festivals like this Hankyu Fair all over Japan is happening all over Japan, demonstrate that people's love for the islands is not just about the beaches. It's about food, it's about the products they're going to be bringing in next month. And they really appreciate new or just a popular brand. They really love it, and you're going to see that. Just like you saw in that video, you're going to have a great opportunity to showcase what you have. Next slide, please, Lyle. Next is conduct market research. Communicate with your current importer. This is probably the most important in this topic. In today's webinar is to, communicate with your current importer, ask questions, and plan your success. This is very important. And Lyle, you can also speak here about this.
Sure. Yeah, if you would just let me know. So Bridget, when you I believe you're working with the Modaki company with Yui Sasaki and her family. They are your project manager for Hankyu, right? So they're not only helping you get your product into Japan, but they're going to help you with your booth. They're going to help you with sales, and they are experts at apparel and accessories. So you should ask them. Says, what are the trends? What do you think? They saw you and they believed you would be a great fit for them, and you would have a good chance of selling, right? Because I think like Ted was saying about what Hawaii fans are looking for, they're looking for what locals do, right? They want to be authentic, yeah. And so Lex Breezy is a fantastic brand. Right, it's a youthful brand, so it goes across a range, right? It's not only young, but it can go trend even older. And I think you have a good chance to really find out from your importer, because it's business, and then that will help you to add to whatever your business planning is. Thanks, Ted.
And just to add to that too, Lyle and I always discuss, what's the best way to package your brand or your product or your clothing, whatever it may be. I thought about this, and authenticity, right? You don't need to make it look like it's going to, work better for the Japanese. Just be yourself, be authentic. That's what they're looking for now. Maybe back in in the past, brands may have approached their brand a little bit different, made it a little more Japanese. But these days, I think the Japanese, consumers are a lot more intelligent. They're not looking for tailor-made things, but they, just like Lyle said, they're looking for products. They're looking for things that the local Hawaiians are enjoying, right? And providing that authenticity, the real deal of what's popular in Hawaii is what they're looking for. And I think that's what your importer saw too. And feel confident that that's what the Japanese are looking for. So you don't need to sugarcoat your brand or your products. Just sell it for what it is, and you'll go very far with that. Anything else?
No.
So, again, ask them those, importers, ask those hard questions. I guess, just like Lyle said, get some advice on what's best to do to prepare, and how you should market your brand in Japan. And also, you should study too, do some online research before you go. What similar brands products are available in Japan, from Japan and Hawaii, and how popular are they, right? And you have a chance to when you're there, have a chance to visit other Japanese retailers and study local trends, like what Lyle said. Compare pricing. That'll be very, valuable too, to see, okay, what other clothing line, and you're going to see a lot of other clothing brand from Japan and all over the world at Hankyu. So you'll get to see and touch and see those pricing and how they're presented, right? And also, can you go to the next slide, please, Lyle? I spoke a little bit about things on this slide already, but the last part here about study Japanese product descriptions to see if there are better ways to describe your products in Japanese. So if you can't speak, read, or write, try this Google Lens app, and and integrate Google Translate. It's just a feature you can do. So you take a snapshot of, let's say, a tag, a product tag, or a menu, or a pamphlet, or signage, whatever it may be. It'll translate that Japanese straight into English, right? So it's a great tool to be able to read what you can't read in Japanese, and understand what that product or what that tag is saying. Maybe you can incorporate that translation to better position your products, and how to describe them. Not only on your tags, but maybe on your e-commerce when you decide to do some Japanese translation online. Next slide, please. Gain opportunities. You know, an additional component to going to the fair is, you should think about developing business partnerships. You know, you do have importers now, or an importer relationship now, but you should always be looking for new opportunities. You won't know until you meet and talk, and what other, opportunities there are. And especially if you achieve some success there, you're definitely going to attract other importers and distributors, and they're going to come and talk to you. And because they're always seeking new brands to represent in Japan. And so personally, there's no need to compromise, and always be looking for bigger and better opportunities. And this fair is going to provide you that. And next slide, please, Lyle. This is where this is some steps if an importer distributor approaches you at the fair. Lyle, I think this is your sort of step-by-step. So maybe you can explain this.
Sure.
So people can truly understand, and that they're getting full support from you.
Most definitely, yeah. So this is what we do, right? We support you finding the importers, the distribution into Japan. Obviously, Hankyu is a great start to the beginning, first stage. And I wouldn't say you change your importer, but if you do get somebody who's going to be interested in your product, then you work together with your current importer. Say, hey, can we work together with you? Can you be our importer? Help us with the distribution, help us move along with these people as partners. After the fair, we're going to have a post debrief recap, and we're going to be talking about steps beyond the fair, right? Looking at your success that you've done. So be open to these opportunities, but get your the contact, find out what they want. What is their objective? Do they have a specific retailer? Do they have a fair? Email me. I'm going to be running around. I'll be there about half of the time of the fair because I have other meetings, but definitely let me know. And I'll send out my Japanese phone number so that you can text me if you need to. But just let me know whether it's during the fair or after. Let me know, and then we can support you as you go forward. Meet the company, meet them, have coffee, or they may even want to take you to dinner, depending on how it is. But whatever you do, just get all the information and let us know so that we can be positioned to help you best.
So from my end, those are some of the topics and recommendations that I wanted to provide when it comes to companies that are going there, what you should be accomplishing at the fair. Oh, Lyle, you're muted.
Yeah. Did you have anything else before Q&A, or was there anything that you wanted to review? Or
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Bridget, do you have anything burning questions that you need to ask us right now, or can you put in the Q&A or in the chat?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna stop here then, and then we're gonna be definitely upload the recording with the deck and be open to questions going forward. We have next week 2 more webinars, and then we'll see you at the fair. We'll be there talking to you in person, making sure to follow up, and then we will have the recap in early August. So we'll be making sure that everyone gets the information that we presented, but also be there as much as you can afterwards, so we can capture all that feedback and planning going ahead. Okay, so thank you so much for today. We're going to finish it here, and then we'll take it from there. Mahalo, everyone.
Thank you.